Hello, welcome to this video. So this video would be like part 4 in our progress towards solving the mystery of Langrenus 2020-14. So I think we'll do the same thing. We'll just look to see what we did last time. I don't think we'll look as long as we did. So we already went through GIP. We recreated the batter, right? So if you wanted to recreate the batter that was from that channel, you could actually do it yourself, almost. And you can figure out how to find rocks in fuzzy pictures. Right? We found there's a crater in it. Right? We can see it. We can see it. It's actually his picture. We don't know where he got the outside of the picture, but the inside of the picture lines up exactly the same. So we're not sure. Did he actually take the outside picture to expand upon it? We're not sure. And we looked at these things. Yeah, we figured out that the Earth that he actually uses is exactly the same as the Earth from the Earthrise pictures. There's no difference between it, right? So we brought that. Yeah, we brought that into there. That was last episode. So we found out exactly the Earth that they used in here. Which is weird though, because it's not photoshopped or anything. It's actually hides behind the planet that goes up into the sky, as we can see later, right? So it's weird. It's the same Earth, but it's not photoshopped in there. We also started to look at his glove last time, right? In the ground. We could apply different filters. Oh, I guess we went through that thing, right? We're still talking about that. We also went through maybe he could have been talking to people in chat, but then this person said it's not him. His name would be highlighted in yellow, right? So if you're watching this video, you might see he's talking in chat. You might think he's really talking in chat, but he's not. It has the same name, Langrenus 2021-14. So it's somebody pretending to be it's like him. So don't look at this video and think he was actually talking in there. So looked at this one. If the person who was streaming was actually talking, his name would be highlighted in yellow like this, right? So he never actually says anything in chat, from what I know, right? I've never seen any pictures of him do that. And we kind of yeah, went through his Wikipedia page, looked through everything there, and we figured out that this is Chinese. So the first part of his name, Langrenus 2021, is a Chinese name. And it said that there was a Chinese launched a rocket up there recently, so it might have been connected, right? Chinese could have sent a rocket up there, and then the Chinese are on a Langrenus mission to live stream to YouTube from the moon. So we went through that. I think we're going through here to try to add noise to the picture. So we could take the original picture we had, we could add noise to it in GIP, and it kind of makes it look like it, but we can't recreate it for some reason. We don't know how he did that. Because it looks exactly as grainy as the other pictures he took, right? We can see a rock on the right-hand side there, the brown-gray part, right? There's two rocks. We can see all those things. Went through here, tried to add a noise detect to the NCH, and it does almost make it look like it, right? We couldn't recreate it here either, but it does look closer in a video editing program. We couldn't figure it out. And then we were playing with adding static to a single image, so you can just add you can just find a still image, add noise to it, and then it might look like it's being broadcast live, right? That's not even a video. I think, yeah, at some point we had the Earth was actually glowing like it was in the picture. So we're not sure how we did that. We couldn't figure out how to do that again. And then we were just looking. Yeah, we're trying to figure this out, right? We're trying to figure out how to recreate it by adding noise to the pictures. But when we're looking at his videos, the noise is completely different. Like the top doesn't get affected by it. And then we're looking at his glove, right? So we started looking at his glove. So there's actually somebody up there who has a glove, who's controlling the camera, and we can see his glove right there. And then we decreased the saturation to actually be able to see the ground a lot better. That's right. So we can see the ground a lot better than we could with saturation up, and we can see some things, right? There's some rocks right there. There's a crater, and maybe a line that goes to a vehicle or something. Then we can see there's even craters in the distance, right? On the left-hand side, we can actually see craters up there now that we know where to look. And then we're looking at this, right? We're looking at his demonstration, how this is looks exactly like that, right? So we're in here. We're looking at this person at this demonstration in the space program. Here's where it's being filmed from. So this is being filmed from here on the moon inside the Langrenus crater. So this is what it would look like from his perspective, apparently, right? You like zoom in on the Earth like he did, right? And apparently, at the point of time that he was recording this, this is exactly where it would be, right? So it looks exactly like the images, right? It looks exactly like it. There's the hill that the Earth came out of, except he'd be a little bit to the left, right? He'd be a little bit to the left, and he'd be up. So something we noticed when we were looking at this here too, he actually moves the camera. So maybe we should have had this full screen, right? So for over here, it's just like inside the crater, and this is actual footage that he recorded from inside the crater. So if you look at this little hill here, right? There's a hill to the left. There's a hill up there. There's hills off in the distance down here, and then there's hills up even further in the distance over there, right? So when we were looking at like actual Apollo and actual moon footage, we didn't show any yet. We actually noticed the depth perception, right? The distance of the mountains and everything, and how far they have to walk to get there. I don't think they have to walk too far, but basically we're saying the mountains that are shown in the videos, they're actually really, really far away. They're really far away, so that's why it looks so grainy, I would think, right? Although these ones are close up right in the front, right? But when he moves the camera, we can see a crater over there, right? Right in the middle. We can pause it, maybe. Right there, right? There's a crater right there. We can see that as we like move the video. There it is right there. There's a crater right there. So there's one right there. Oh, you can see it clearly now, right? Right there, that black spot. The black spot. There's the crater right there. That's what we're looking for, right? Something right there. Maybe up there's another one. Maybe these are rocks. Those black dots are rocks. We know those black dots are rocks. Unless it's stuff on my screen. It could be stuff on my screen. Probably. We have to clean up our screen when we do this, right? Because we'll find rocks. Even like right here, right? Sometimes it glitches and sometimes you can see them pop up. I don't know if that's just static or something. But this does look eerily similar. You can see the crater clearly there right now, right? Then as this happens, yeah, right there, the bottom left, right? This right here. That's another one, maybe up there. You can even see it so clearly like this. We don't have any filters on. Right there. There's the crater right there. You can see it clearly as the right there, right? That's like the best point. And we can even like probably see more things, right? Look at the distance, right? Those would be craters at the tops of the mountains, maybe. I wonder if we should apply some filters to this, right? If you apply filters to that, what would that do? Let's just try the edge detect. We always have a habit of doing that first for some reason. Yeah, we can see them right there. There's the crater right there. Down at the bottom left, we can see it. I think that saturation would be enough, right? So let's just try adding exposure to it. I don't know if we put it all the way up. We usually do for some reason. We can see it. Right there. There's another one. There's another one. There's one right there. And I don't know why that always appears there. I don't know why that appears there. If you look on the top, we probably would see them up there, right? So it's just adding these filters that as these craters come into view, we can see them, right? There's one right there. There's one. There's a crater. There's one right there, maybe. And then all along the top, all that we seen was craters, right? Like you'd see the indent up, and then there's another indent up. There's the hole, that crater right there. You can see all the rocks and everything so clearly in this picture. Right there. There's a little hole right there, right? You can see. If you're to like zoom in along the top of the surface of wherever he's filming this from. It's so weird, right? It's so weird. It's like you think it's fake, but then you look at everything and all these filters, and then it's not fake. Like he has we can see this top is all blocky, so he's using that filter to make it harder to see everything, right? So I wonder what happens if you go here. He just sets down the camera, then it just sits there, and he moves it a little tiny bit. Then he moves it again, and then he sets it down, then it probably sits there for a bit, right? You can see him right there, right? Right there. Right there. You can see it a bit clearer here. Although there's all that static in the way, right? So I'm not sure if that's out there, right? Let's just remove the exposure, right? Or it could remove the saturation. Let's just check it like this, right? There's those where you can't really see too much like that. So let's just add exposure and not have edge detection. Let's just check it out like this, right? This would almost be what it looks like. There's the crater right there. You can see it. The other one should pop up on the left here, right? Was that it? I guess you can see him. You can't see him as well, right? Turn the exposure. Let's try it with no filters, right? So this is what it looks like normally. So we can see the crater right there, right? And then along the top, we kind of can see them. With lowering the saturation, make it easier to see. Right there, it's definitely right there, right? I wonder if you have to go to a... Oh, wait a minute. Here's where it was. His camera changed. It was right here. His camera changed, so we can clearly see everything. Everything pops up, right? Right there. Right there. This thing. This is the scene, right? There is a way to take snapshot of sequence HD. We have to change where it saves out to. But we can actually take snapshots of this, and then we have a picture. But look at that. Look at that. So we'll pause it. We'll save a snapshot. Right, we just go right click, take snapshot of sequence. We just have to change where export thing is. And then there we go, right? So it's just up over here. Here's the image that we got. So if we find something interesting, that's like a snapshot. Where is it? It's all the way up here. Alright. We take a picture of it, then save it, right? It's just that it's not being shown because we turned that off because it's making it glitchy for some reason. So if there's a reason to do that, right? Because we have this now. We have that. Would that help us? Did we not take it at the right time? Because it's not black here, right? It's not black like it was supposed to be. We can see the craters. Crater. Look at that. Crater. 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 Look how everything blown up. This is without any filters. We can clearly see everything. So it's literally whatever the camera is doing. It's making it so hard to see. For some reason, it's so hard to see. But with this one frame, everything's not. We could probably find like a better frame, right? I don't know what the best frame is. Does it get better later, or is it just that it zooms out again? We're not sure exactly where it was. It looks like that camera thing happens 2 times. But as you can see here, we're finding something. We're finding something that nobody has found. There's the craters, right? We can see them phase in, and then it phases out. You can only see it for like one frame. There's a crater right there in the bottom left. I think it's the next one. Right there, so a whole bunch pop up, right? I think it's the next one. The next time his camera does that, right? Right here. Or does it do it a third time? It does it here as well. It does it right there. Is that it? Is that the picture? That's pretty close, right? Right there. Oh no, he does it like multiple times. The camera does it multiple times. We're not sure exactly where it was. So should we pause the video, try to get some pictures, then come back? Not sure exactly where it was, but at one point we could clearly see like every single crater in there. Not sure where that was, right? There was one point. We'll just look at the picture before we go. Right here, right? Somewhere like that. It was somewhere when when the camera does that. Somewhere when it does that, you don't even need any filters. There's a crater right there. So what does this picture look like? When we got this, right? This was a pretty good picture, right? That is a pretty good picture. There's a crater. We can see the ground. There's a crater right there. I wonder if we could have put some filters on this thing, right? Put some filters on it. Wonder if edge detect does pick them up right there, but it only picked up that one. It didn't pick up the other ones in the distance that well. If we had exposure to it, as we had more exposure. I'm not sure what the difference is, right? It's hard to see the craters with edge detection on. Exposure's supposed to be up. There we go. Exposure's up now. What if we lower it? If we lower it, you can't see anything. Right there. Why is it so hard to see it? So there's the crater. It kind of comes out on it. Comes out better when it's like that. But I think it's better without the edge detect. I wonder if we could, does sharpen do anything? We never used sharpen before. Sharpen does make it come out, but because it's a still image, because we can even do like remove noise, but I think it, right, noise reduction, we never used this one yet. We used it at some points, but it doesn't seem to do what you want. It's supposed to get rid of the noise. It actually did do a good job. It actually did do a good job. What if we take the sharpen away, right? Just leave it with noise reduction. Alright, we'll just leave that. So noise reduction like that. So what happens if we move these sliders, right? So it is supposed to take a long time to actually render render the changes for this, right? So if we do the strength, are we supposed to bring smoothing down? What if we do smoothing up? I don't think smoothing's supposed to be up, right? That's going to make it harder to see everything. Just bring the smoothing down to 0, right? Strength, bring the strength up. So what does this even do? Noise reduction. So I completely got rid of everything. Smoothing 0.4. Alright. Let's just add sharpen. What does sharpen do? 12.5. If we bring this all the way up, you can clearly see the crater over there. But I just wish it wasn't this blurry, right? Sharpen it up. There's the crater right there. Obviously, there's another one. There's another one. Or at least rocks on the ground. There's a crater, right? There's more of them. But how can we bring it out? Night vision, right? I think we tried night vision once. See, you can see it good with night vision. You can see it alright with night vision, but I think it's worse with that. How would we get this to come out? I'm not sure. Maybe we'll pause the video soon, right? We've been sitting here messing with things. There's that. We'll come back. We'll try to mess with this thing. Try to go through here. Try to take some pictures. Try to figure out if we can get some good ones, right? Because I think that one was good. But I was wondering if we get one that isn't as blurry, right? But there's obviously something about it, right? Obviously, actually a crater right there. There was more here. We see them good in that one frame, but it didn't export the frame properly. It didn't do it. If you have everything off, it looks like that. Alright, so we're back. So we've been looking at this thing for way too long, right? We've been in here. We got 3 pictures, and we're just trying to look for something else. So we know that there's more footage to look at. This is just the one footage from this one video. That's it. We found this. And we can look at that later. So if we go to our GIMP image program, we can actually open this up. So here's like the first thing we got. And as we were looking through it, it literally is only in one frame, right? It's only in one frame, these things. You're going here. It's like I guess it's a few frames, but there's like one really good frame to get these here, right? Whatever those are. And over here, it's just like I think it's in the third one. You get that like one frame. That's it. You just get like one frame to look at it. Is it right here or something? Somewhere around here. Somewhere around here. There's just like one frame that shows you this. Maybe it's right around here or something. Wherever it is, we found the picture. We got the picture. So here's what it looks like. It's not actually the frame before, but so like a normal frame. This is what it normally looks like. Out of focus, pixelated. You can't see anything. You can't see anything what the ground looks like. And then when it's readjusting in the light, we get this one frame. This one frame is a bit odd, right? We can see this looks like sand. Maybe it looks like it's a completely flat surface. There's no rocks. There's no holes anywhere. There's no craters at all. But for this one frame, it focuses everything in. We clearly see that this is a crater as we're looking through it in different angles and everything. We can see that over here, right over here, is maybe a hole in the ground. Maybe here's some rock over here. So we're trying to apply filters. Filters didn't really do anything except maybe break these rocks out a bit. You see maybe there's like a hole in the ground right there. Over here, maybe there's a hole in the ground right there, like a crater over there, right? There's like rocks over here. And there's definitely a crater over here in the distance, right? So let's just look here. There's definitely rocks on the ground, definitely craters over there. Maybe that's something. So it seems like these white lines could be craters, right? That not 100% sure about that, but this definitely does look like a hole in the ground. There's definitely rocks. So even over here, we did use like the sharpen tool on it. I don't think it really helped too much, right? But if we go to sharpen, then just put sharpen up, it does make it a little bit clearer, right? We could maximize it, then we could change the sharpen tool. So here's what it normally looks like. Sharpen it up a little bit. The rocks and the craters come out a little bit more. But then if you sharpen it too much, like here's 50, it starts to be really hard to see anything, right? So if we just bring it all the way down then, maybe just have it like 12 or something. So it's just hard to get a good picture, right? It looks best like this. Looks best how Dorby looks like. Maybe add a little bit of sharpening to sharpen it up a little bit. Not too much though, right? It just makes everything look so pixelated. So we'll just close that. We'll get rid of the effects. We'll probably have to try to find more examples of it, but definitely we see something here. We see something in the ground that doesn't look like the normal pixelated desert that he shows in the videos. So I think we looked at that. So if we go through here, maybe we'll sort everything out, try to find the interesting things. Look at his glove. We know that he has a space glove. Maybe we'll start going later in the day, right? So this is all, maybe it's all like solid day one. You definitely see that crater out there, right? A hole, it's the only thing. Probably because it's such a big crater, right? If there's like smaller craters and holes over there, they might not even show up. They might not even show up for the camera. I think this is just like the same thing, a different recording. This might be the same thing, a different recording too. Oh, something else we noticed. Actually, that figure on the bottom, the shadow, we might actually think it's the one who's filming it, right? So we could probably like go through more footage here. Maybe we'll find sometime when sometime when we can like see something more in the dark, right? Because usually it's like that. Usually it's like right here or something. Right, when it's refocusing, you might be able to see something, but it would just be for like one frame, right? It would just be for one frame. So we'd have to go here. They would have to go frame by frame, right? It's just what we've been doing. We sit here, we go frame by frame, until we get to the point where he's going to uncover it. This is what we were doing in the other part too, right? He uncovered it. He's right thing here. It's just really bright, right? Looks like a really bright desert. It's just like a really bright desert, that's it. Just a really bright desert, and then the brightness goes down, right? So it just looks like a big desert here, but you can't see anything because it's so pixelated, so there could be very well many things hidden. Could very well be many things hidden, right? It was only that one frame, right? This one frame. Is it this one? maybe that's a crater at the top. Maybe these black black squares are rocks or more holes out there. I don't think we're going to see anything, right? It's just going to be the pixelated ground that you can't see the ground because it's so pixelated. I think it's more pixelated too because our video thing hasn't pre-rendered these things yet. We go through here, we just got more footage of the same thing, right? Same thing happens. More footage here later during the day. He puts on that filter so it's harder to see. And then over here, yeah, he's got the movement, right? So I don't think anything's interesting here. Or there's where he shows his hand. So we have filters applied to these ones. Let's just take all the filters off everything for now, right? So here's when he was taking a picture of the Earth from over here. I don't think you'd be able to find anything. I don't think you'd find anything because of the filter he has on. So it should be a little bit more clear. Should be a bit more clear, but this thing hasn't caught up yet. If we go through here, I don't think you're going to find anything on the ground, right? The ground's just going to be completely pixelated. I mean, he moves. Adding saturation would just turn it all white, that's it. Then over here, right, when he's zoomed in on the planet, he zoomed in on it. So it's more pixelated than it should be just because it hasn't loaded, but by the general look of it, right, I don't think you'd be able to see anything on the ground here. It's just all static on the ground. There's some static over the Earth as well, right? Then over here, so we have more effects. We were just playing with effects, right? That's what the first video did, I think. So we're just going through here. You wouldn't find anything in the video. Oh, there's that. Same thing happened here, right? He's just looking straight up, which is another thing. I wonder why there isn't any glare from the sun. Because when the actual astronauts put it up, there would always be a glare from the sun. So that's interesting. There's no sun where he's at. There's no sun over there. So we continue going through, I guess, right? Is this just going to be all this? Oh, no, he drags over. Yeah, he changes the filter, right? Here's the filter, you can't see anything. Changes the filter with a button, and then you can see something. Actually, yeah, this would be a good point then, right? He changed the filter. We could use this. And if we use this, we would actually be able to see the ground pretty clearly in this part here, right? So you like split it up over at this part. When he's using that filter, we can see the ground clearly in these two parts. We can see it clearly in these two parts. So whatever the ground is, we would be able to see it. It would still be pixelated, right? It would still be pixelated. It would still be pixelated. The other thing we could do is just raise the exposure to bring the color out more, right? Although I'm not even sure if that's the true color, right? We're not even sure if that's the real color, but we can see it just turns to a really bright brown when it updates. There we go. That's what we can do by raising the saturation, and we can see there's some hills there, right? So once it loads up, it would show them better. But maybe right there is like a crater. Maybe there's another crater right there, right there, right there. So we can see them, right? There is a lot of rocks. There's a lot of rocks, unless that's just the static moving around. No, those things on the bottom, they're staying there, right? These white lines. So I think the main thing you're looking for is just white lines that are kind of static, that are staying there. That might be like holes from craters. I think there's some there. And then if we could see like a better view of it, right? If it was just a pixelated mess. If you had noise reduction, it would take a long time to load. So we can do that, right? We go here. Noise reduction, which is supposed to remove the noise from the ground, but then it just flattens everything out that you can't see anything. Yeah, you can't see anything on the ground. So I don't think we're gonna do that. Wonder if you do like a sharpen or something, right? Then maybe just exposure, just so we can actually see something. 'Cause it's pretty dark over there. I don't think that would do anything. Did it add that black line by the sun? What? Wonder what that means. It added a black line before the Earth over there. It added a black line before the Earth. It's like added colors of these. I don't know if it's doing anything. Maybe there's a crater on the right hand side of the Earth there, right? If we had an actual better picture, maybe that's a crater over there, and maybe there's a crater right there, maybe right there, maybe that's actually one right there. We're just looking for these black holes, but it could just be could just be the distortion, right? Maybe that's something. Maybe that's something right there. So I wonder why it's bleeding black. Or why it bleeds black when you do the sharpness up. Is that what it was? Put the sharpness up. Then it starts bleeding black. Yeah, it does. Starts up to 12.5. What does that do then? So it starts to do that. So I'm not sure how sharpness does anything except maybe it brings out a crater on the top there. Maybe another one up there, right? So if we don't have it off, can we see it, right? Looks like maybe we could if we bring it up. If we're looking for a crater at the top, right? If that's what we're looking for. Maybe. Maybe it's up there. Maybe. We don't see the craters on the bottom anymore. It's just way too pixelated, right? Oh, there they are. Yeah, down here. So I wonder if we should look at a new part of the video, right? So we're just doing that. You could add effects to try to do something, but I'm not sure if it'll do something all the time. So here's the other view of the desert from the same day, right? Or from the moon. So all it shows is one definite huge crater over there, right? Did that black square just move? I guess that one moves. Is it just focusing on different craters as it goes through, right? It's found this one. It found this one. Found this one. Found one right here. Found one over here. Found one right there. So there's craters all over this surface. And then when we go to the... Why is it doing that one? We need to turn this off here. We need to turn those off. So if we go back to where we just were, which was where? Over here. Here we go. It'd be right here, I would think. Yeah, it should be showing it. Should be showing where we just were. Why is it not showing where we were? We'll come back when we get it working, maybe? Why is it not working? It's just showing black. Alright. I think we're going to end the video pretty soon. But as we're looking through this, we're realizing that a lot of these what lines, a lot of these white lines, a lot of these white dots, a lot of these black dots, as you cycle through the frames, they actually appear to come back into the same spot. So it's like it's in focus, kind of, and then it goes out of focus, and then eventually it comes back into focus again in the same spot. So what we wanted to do was export this frame, right? Take a snapshot of this thing. Because I think that was probably our best chance of actually finding things over there, right? So not sure how we're going to get back to that. It was over here. We're having trouble seeing it for some reason. For some reason, it's not staying open properly. So if we go here, do we have to zoom out or something? We're not sure. We're not sure why it's doing that. Want to look at this one, right clip, open it up. Here it is. So here's what we're doing. We're looking at this picture here, right? I think he zoomed down a bit. Yeah, he went down. And then we can just sit here. We can see them, right? As they appear and as they disappear. So if we just sit here, we just keep pressing this, why does it do that? Keep pressing the go to the next button. go to the next frame. If it doesn't close it, notice that all of them actually stay in the same spot. Like right down here, there's just something down there. If we watch that spot, why does it keep doing that? We're trying to show something here and it's not letting us, right? Look right here. Look at this white line here. And maybe even this white line. Maybe even this white line up here. Maybe even this black dot. Should come back to the same spot. So we'll just watch this. There's like 2 of them here. Maybe there's one out there. There's one right there. If we go to the next frame, it stays there. We don't want it to go full screen like that. We just want to click down here. And it came back, right? It came back over here. It came back over there. There it is right there. There it is right there. There's all these rocks over here. We don't want it to go to full screen and keep clicking it. Why does it do that? If you look over there, right? Over here, you clearly see that there's a crater over there, right? You clearly see that. It's not a flat ground. It's so pixelated, you can't see anything. But there it is. It just grew bigger, right? So it showed it a little bit. Right there. There's one right there too. There's one right there as well. Go to the next frame. There it is. There's the crater. There's the other one. There's 3 of them right there, right? That one, it's like out of focus or something. It got out. That one stayed where it was. This one moved a little bit. That one's up there, right? They're gone. Everything's out of focus there. But if you keep going through the frames, there is that one right there. There's that one. You can barely see it. Maybe that's that one kind of over there. You see it right there. And then it goes out of focus. We don't want to do that. And it'll just keep coming back. Same with, we look like anywhere on the screen, and if we see a white dot or something that we think is that, it would keep coming up in that general area, right? We know those ones are big over there. Those are big ones over there, big craters that you'll always see, so they're always in focus, right? Right up here, right? Maybe there's something up here, maybe there's some holes up there, maybe up there there's even a hole. It's a really pixelated picture, but we can actually make things out as we go frame by frame, right? There it is. It was just there. It popped out. It popped back in again. There it is right there. There it is right again. So it popped up. So there definitely is 2 holes up there, right? There's definitely 2 holes right here as we see these just pop in. There's 2 holes right there. Right, the next frame was right there. Next one, they go blurred out. There it is right there again, right? There's just a pop up there again. There's that one. So let's just hit the play button, right? Here's what it looks like without going frame by frame. You can't see anything. But frame by frame stuff does stay there, right? That stuff would keep coming in. This stuff over here. Same with up here, right? There's something up there. Something all along the edges up there. Maybe it's the easiest to make out or something. So if we were to like go to the second part of it, right, it would be the same thing. It's all pixelated. It's not as pixelated. It's not as busy for some reason. There's just the one hole there. I wonder if we can find anything here, right? If you looked hard enough, you could probably find lots of things. I just don't think we're able to see much, right? Maybe there's a hole right there, phased in, right there. It was just there for a sec. There's definitely one right here, right? I don't think that's dirt on the screen. There's one right there. That one's, you can always see that one. So I don't think there's any way to see it better, right? Like even if we're going frame by frame, it's not pixelated enough that it's making it hard to see anything, right? Like over here, there would be something. But then is it worth going frame by frame, right? Right there. There is something right there. Add right there. Add right there. So all we're doing is just looking for holes in the ground for some reason. 39 minutes long video. There's holes in the ground right there. Right there. Right there. Holes in the ground. Holes in the ground. It's like some kind of crater. Right up there. Right? That thing, these all stay static. So you can always see them. Because it's not going as pixelated, like it's just there for a sec, right? So this one, you can actually see them a lot easier, especially if you pause it, right? Pause it, because it's not doing that. So that's this one. There's more footage to go through, right? There's lots of things to go through. Not sure why the clip's ruined. Maybe this thing's been doing too much and it's needs to be restarted or something. Because we can't preview the sequence. All these clips don't show anything. All the clips don't show anything. They don't show anything anymore. I think we'll end this one. Maybe we'll close this, save it, open it up again, and then look at some more footage. And then there's actual NASA footage we can look at, right? So with this one, it's like 40 minutes. That's a long video. Not sure why it's doing that. All we were doing this video was just looking at pictures, trying to find craters and rocks in all the pictures, right? That was it. There's all the craters and all the rocks. You can only see this for one frame. Then this we did see a lot, right? This is where we see the most of the stuff. This is where we see most of the stuff. This area here. I guess before that, right? There's just so many different things. We didn't even look at the first video yet, but maybe there's more footage of it. It's just not working for some reason. Yeah, if you sit here, maybe you can find something in the pixelated mess of the ground to show that maybe it's possibly filmed for the moon. Maybe it is.